Welcome to the Buddhas of the World Museum. The Buddhas of the World Museum serves as a one-stop portal for visitors worldwide to appreciate the life story of Buddha Shakyamuni, to understand the meaning of his key teaching Dharma, as well as to introduce the future Buddha Maitreya through the artwork and artifacts. The two main themes of our exhibition are as follows. Theme 1 Buddha Shakyamuni and Buddha Maitreya. Dream of Queen Maya, Birth of the Buddha, Infant Prince Siddharth, 19th CE to 20th CE. After my birth, my father King Suddhodana invited great sages to foretell my future. They unanimously mentioned that if I did succeed my father and become king, I would become a great ruler of Chakravartin. However, should I choose to renounce the world, I would become the great teacher over the three realms. Upon hearing the unanimous prediction, my father, somewhat disappointed and worried, named me Siddharth, which means to accomplish all tasks. Footprint of Buddha, Buddhapada, 1993. It was made in copper, which you are seeing in the front. Offering to the prince. The four sides. First side old age, second side sickness, third side death, fourth side asceticism. Finally, I met with an ascetic who told me that he had abandoned worldly desires to attain peace of mind. These encounters not only stunned me, but they left a deep impression on me that all living beings are subjected to the suffering of birth, illness, aging, and death. This is what Siddharth witnessed. These are three seated Buddhas, three saints of the Western Pure Land. The Great Renunciation. Prince Siddharth leaves the palace. Pensive Prince Siddharth. And the new journey started. Grace is relief depicting the great departure. A stick Siddharth and herd of sheep seated Jambupati Shakyamuni. Devotee in prayer gesture. Aztec Siddharth. Aztec Siddharth. Meditation under the Bodhi tree. Eventually, Siddharth gave up such practices as he came to know to realize that strict asceticism should not be the path to achieve emancipation from all sufferings in life. He went to the river's side to cleanse himself thoroughly and accepted milk rice offerings from Sujata, a female cow herder. Five ascetics thought that he had given up the search for the highest truth and thus they abandoned me. Siddharth, in my search, Siddharth searched for a new path to understand the highest truth. He came before a Bodhi tree, decided to meditate under it and to ponder on the way to achieve true emancipation. Then he made a vow with great determination that unless I find the path to liberation, I would never leave my seat. This is what Siddhartha decided, which led to Bodhisattva. Buddha Sakyamuni in meditation. The enlightenment. Siddhartha is saying, while I engaged myself in deep contemplation under the Bodhi tree, I finally felt as though my soul had broken through all barriers and rose to the level I had never attained before. My vow had created a great uproar in the heavens above, causing great disappointment and frustration for the evil king Mara, who was out to stop me. Mara tried all devious ways and means to deflect me from the right path. He not only tried to cajole me into submission, he also used beautiful women to seduce me and even resorted to violence. However, my soul was as firm as the mountains, and I eventually overcame all obstacles after 7 days, within bracket 49 days, according to some sources of meditation. I gazed at the star-lit night sky. I suddenly understood the cause of all the sufferings and the way to release the sufferings through one's selflessness. It was then that I realized that I was liberated from the cycles of endless rebirths in this samsaric world. From that very moment, at the age of 35, achieved Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi and became an enlightened one, enlightened soul. Siddhartha, the enlightenment of Buddha. Shakyamuni. This is made of bronze. Jambupati Shakyamuni Buddha. Standing Buddha Shakyamuni, made of bronze. The first turning point of the Dharma wheel. Now the spreading of the Dharma started with the wish to reach out to a wider audience. I traveled endlessly around India with a group of disciples to preach the Dharma for more than 40 years. During this time, I found myself in contact with other practices, corrected and rectified some absurd fallacies, and groomed the 10 great disciples, including Sariputra, Mahakasyapa, and Ananda. I adapted the teachings to the audiences in accordance to the varying cultures and the places that we traveled to. These teachings were later compiled into widely known sutras such as the Lotus Sutra, Vajra Kechita, Prajna Paramita Sutra, and Avatmasaka Sutra. During my teachings sessions, we often experience the presence of Buddhas from other worlds to testify the Dharma. Buddha Shakyamuni performing the twin miracles of Sravasti. The reclining Buddha in green Swiss relief depicting the parinirvana. Mahaparinirvana. Longevity Bodhisattva Samanta Bhadra. Bodhisattva Samanta Bhadra symbolizes action and war. Sacred Buddha relics chamber. Sharira, or what is commonly known as relic, the spiritual energy left behind after the death of a sage upon the cremation of this. And this Langi Bodhisattva Samantabhadra symbolizes action and war. In Mahayana Buddhism. Bodhisattva Samantabhadra not only has a great vow, he is also able to carry out actions to fulfill the vow. In his past many lives, he practiced this. The relics. After I entered Mahaparinirvana, my human body was cremated and it produced numerous relics. Apart from one tooth relic taken away by the blessed Sakra, the Lord of Devas, the rest of the relics were split into 8 portions, to be presented to the kings of 8 different kingdoms. According to some accounts, approximately 200 years later, king named Ashoka was very enthusiastic in spreading Buddhism. The king gathered the 8 portions of the relics, had them divided into 84,000 portions, and distributed them to numerous stupas in his kingdom as a way to spread Buddhism, a good deed indeed. Adoration of the stupa. Conclusion. The eternal Buddha. I was consoled to know that after I had entered Mahaparinirvana, my disciples actively consolidated my dharma, thereby propagating my dharma teachings with more ease and thus benefiting more people in this samsaric world. Today, Buddhism is held in high regard in many countries all over the world, not only in Asian countries but also in Europe and America. The truth which I have finally understood is the ignorance of the sentient beings over the impermanent nature of phenomena, and it is the root cause of suffering of all beings. But fret not, for all of you, like me, have Buddha nature within us to attain enlightenment. As long as people exist in this world, so will their Buddha nature, the Buddha Dharma, and will thus never be outdated. Modern ideas on the Buddha and his teachings only illustrate how far modern people have contemplated and practiced Buddhism in their lives. There is indeed the emergence of a new Buddhist culture in this era. It is simply a new way for us to develop ourselves and achieve a breakthrough in our search for the truth. And now perhaps it is a time for you to seek the truth under your own Bodhi tree.